And there we go, guys. That wraps up the second week of August. Pretty nice, honestly. So far this whole month, I've only had one red day, and that was Wednesday. And it wasn't even that bad of a red day because, I realized I was getting sloppy and making mistakes, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wrap it up there. And then, on the days I feel a little bit more confident, I try to take it as hard as possible. Although I gotta say, I'm not taking it hard at all. And it's really a little bit stressful looking back. I mean, even today on the charts, I'm gonna review 3 trades that I was looking at that I didn't take for no reason. There's just literally no reason I didn't take them besides maybe being too involved in the chat or just maybe looking at something else or just being like, you know what, it's past 10:30, I'm not gonna trade. I don't know. And those 3 trades, they were so quick and so simple. I could have gone from like a $220 profit day, which we had today, to a $700, $800 profit day really, really easily. I'm not even making this stuff up. I mean, everything's always obvious in hindsight. Everything's 20/20 in hindsight. But when I go to the charts here in a second, you guys are going to understand exactly what I mean by that. Really clean, straightforward moves that I love to see. But I think after some of my, after Elite Gappers, MTP not doing anything, MESO not doing anything, I was maybe a little bit discouraged. Plus, I felt like, I locked in some nice profits. And I was like, you know what, I'm totally content where I am right now. So I don't know, maybe it's just like a little bit, I don't know, definitely something I need to work on. What is important though to acknowledge is the fact that, on average today, I was probably trading with about $2,000 position sizes, which is a little bit lighter on size for sure. But wrapping up over $200 of profit today, that means I made 10% today based on our average position sizes. So that's really, really nice. So another way to pretty straightforward way to make more money or double my profits for the day is just increase my position size. And that's been a big goal for this month. It's just, try to take bigger position size. And if you guys seen, I think I had, a few trades over 6,000. I'm getting a little bit more consistent with trades, $3,000 to $4,000. But those are only like 1 or 2 every day. So, today I really didn't go aggressive with size. And again, that's one of those things I really, really want to work on. Overall, today should be a fairly quick recap. I also closed the AAL swing trade today, which I want to talk about why I did that. And then tomorrow I might come out with a swing trade video. And before we go to the chart, guys, don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here and you don't want to miss future videos, especially the live streams, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon too, and you will be well on your way to joining the community. Let's wrap it up now. Go to the charts, talk about the tickers we traded today, and then it's weekend, time for a little bit of downtime. Hello guys, welcome back. So that wraps up the trading week for the second week of August, and I gotta say I couldn't be more happy. Not really the biggest profits today. I also used very small position size. I don't think I had many trades over $2,000. So we're up probably around 10% based on our average position size, walking away with about $221 right here. And we had not a lot of trades, pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades today. So again, on the lower end, once I'm like in the 15 to 20 round range, that's like my mid to higher end range. So I pretty much trade half the amount as I usually do today. And this whole week I've been trading a little bit less. Although we have actually made quite a bit of money this week and only had one red day this whole entire month, and that was yesterday. So I think it kind of just goes to show, or was that yesterday? Was that Friday? Hold on, let me quickly see your account info. We had one little red day somewhere in here, 28. Yeah, it was actually Wednesday. That was our red day. So yeah, we're well on our way to getting this account over $30,000. And this account I will take money out of, and I've already taken money out every like 2 weeks. I take money out of this account as a I always like to do that with all of my business projects. So the path is always a little bit slower, but at the same time, you are kind of managing your cash flows that way. So once we go over 30, I'll probably take out, 2K or so, and then we'll go back to 28 or so. But for now, I'm happy. I'm really, really enjoying the progress. We're getting a little bit more consistent across the board, managing our risk really well. I could be a little bit more aggressive. Sometimes I'll see a good setup that I want and I don't actually enter it. And actually talking about FAMi is the perfect example. I mean, this ticker here was really, really screaming opportunity today on it, especially when everything else was kind of dying off. FAMi FAMi was kind of slow to some regard. Not really anything too interesting on the day, but all of a sudden, it really kind of became one of the lead gappers really slowly, because our other lead gapper, MTP and TLC, and what was the other one? MESO, really kind of disappeared. And at one point, if the lead gappers disappear, oftentimes traders will look for something else to trade. And FAMi down here at $1 found some really big support, started popping up here, and this is when I was starting to look at it. And right around here, we had a really nice pullback to 119 that I wanted, and then again here to 129. These were both the trades that I wanted, and I didn't take them. I'm not really totally sure why I didn't take them. I think, you know, especially the second one, this is the one we were talking about in the chat room a lot, that I called out. And you know, it was after 10:30. I was kind of done with trading. I was in discussions in the chat room, and I just wasn't really focused anymore. Luckily, I didn't have some sort of FOMO session where I wanted to get back and trade this one. So here, the reason, I'll quickly tell you why I was looking at these two trades. So basically, we had a nice breakout from the former high and big volume, and now we are pulling back to the 9-minute EMA, and we're on the upwards trend. That's really, really important. We're on the front side of the move, and on the front side of the move, you can get more aggressive with these pullbacks. So here was one pullback, and then it, you know, popped up 8-9%, and then here was a second pullback and popped up like 6-7%. So, you know, two quick trades. Actually, this is the one I meant. This was like, again, at like 9% or so. So two really quick trades that you could have done here. Both would have worked out, and technically you could have done this one. So you could have done, if we were trading, let's say just $1,000, you know, you could have made 90, and again, pretty much like, I don't know, maybe 50. So me walking away with $250, or with $2,000 position sizes, walking away with $500 on those three really simple trades on FAMi. And that's really all it takes to have a nice, big, green, profitable day. I mean, those three trades would have made me more profitable than all the trading that I did today. So, you know, I really, really need to work on jumping on a trade if I like it, because there's nothing worse than missing kind of the move that, you know, you called out. And yeah, I know it's just a little bit stressful, but it is what it is. I don't really regret it. What I would have regretted is if I missed these three pullbacks and then I FOMO'd into, you know, a later setup that wasn't nearly as good and I lost money. That would have really bothered me. So it is what it is. So let's talk about the tickers we did trade today, though, starting with MESO. MESO. This was an interesting ticker, you know, 90 million float, Aussie biotech, Australian biotech. They had, you know, price target increase from 16 to 22 from Maxi Group, which I usually don't care about too much, price targets. But then they had 9 out of 10 votes on an FDA drug approval. That's a pretty big catalyst. The problem with MESO is the fact that it was a $2 billion company. So this stock just is really, really slow. I'm not saying it doesn't have big potential. It just, the way it's moving is a little bit tougher to trade. Very, very slow. I mean, when you see a move like from here from $16 all the way to 18, when you're seeing a move that are these candles and they look this big, you're thinking on the small caps where we're typically trading. I mean, this would be like a 30 to 60% move. On MESO, it's only 11% move. So it's just smaller profit, but at the same time, if you just use bigger position size, you know, it gets a little bit more shaky with managing your risk. But I'm not expecting MESO to randomly fall off a cliff because it has pretty big position size. I mean, market cap and pretty big float. But at the same time, you know, this thing has had pretty vicious flushes as well. So it's a bit of a weird one, and I was never too excited on trading MESO. I tried several times to get some breakout trades on it before it really hit me how big of a position of a market cap this thing was and big of a float. I had a nice little dip trade here, but not big position size, and I tried again for a dip trade here. Kind of got shaken out on this flush. Small loss here, so a small win, small loss. It wasn't really that interesting for me to keep trading, so that's why I didn't keep trading it. MTP. This was actually a big lead gapper on the day. 6 million float, UK biotech. Just the catalyst, though, was really uninteresting. And this is why I was avoiding MTP pretty much the whole day. The only news it has is about offerings and, being oversubscribed, which is not really, really good either. It just means, you know, they're trying to sell too many shares into the market and not too many people are interested. And yeah, I didn't. They also had a ton of warrants at 625, at 3 million shares at 625. Like, I just didn't get why this company was up. I just didn't get why I would want to be trading it. And, you know, I was right. I did trade, you know, this one, a nice little bottom bounce here. And this is actually a pretty good trade. You might think, Alex, why didn't you hold all the way up here till VWAP? But I'll tell you why. This thing, not just was it pulling back from pre-market highs, 37%, which is a huge red flag, but I actually bought the bigger dip down here and I took a nice little profit base hit. And it's all about the base hits. What I could have done is, you know, after this flush down here, actually trading, or this isn't really a flush, but like a second dip down here, trading this one again for a test of the 9-minute EMA and taking another trade here, and then maybe taking this bounce off of 2.78 or so. So I could have maybe made 2 more trades on this one, but this trade was just going to be a quick dip trade. So this was a perfect trade. It was just, you know, I could have kept on trading MTP, but I wasn't really stoked about it, I gotta say. Out of the gates, I was kind of hoping that we would have a bigger pullback to around 2.5. We didn't really get that. And then, you know, this thing ran up without me. I should have, could have, would have got more aggressive on these 2 pullbacks. We had one really nice pullback to the EMA and VWAP with low sell volume right around here at 3.2, then ran up around 20%. So that was one trade that I totally missed on MTP. And then we had another trade, 3.5, and then we ran up 11%. So those MTP, that's really where I dropped the ball out of the gates. Definitely dropped the ball. And a big reason I dropped the ball on that is because I was so focused on TLC, which, you know, it's fine because it was the one I made the most money on today, but unfortunately I actually made the most money on it pre-market. I didn't really trade it that much out of the gates. So pre-market TLC, 30 million float, Taiwan biotech with FDA. They submitted a innovation new drug application. I think that's what it meant. Anyway, new drug application for coronavirus. And it was... I don't know how I felt about this one because long term we've had many spikes to the upside and they kept on getting just constantly rejected. So I wasn't really too excited about TLC. I knew that we're going to have big resistance around 12. So I was trading some of these quick dips below 12. First one was right here on the break of VWAP towards 10. This was a pretty clean and quick one. And then I did one more trade here. This was actually, I think, a loss. The second one, it was very quick. Just kind of scratched on out of this one. And then the third one, right away, did another dip trade on this one. Nice little profit here. But again, you know, not like too anything crazy position size. And then did, you know, one more trade here, which was actually probably one of the better trades. But I didn't get a full position size on this one. So it was just very small profits. And then, you know, finally I get maybe a little bit more aggressive quickly here on a pullback. And this one actually didn't work out and took a small loss. Actually, no, that's fake news. I actually was looking like TLC was going to break the 9-minute EMA, and I actually traded this break and took a small profit here, which was good because it flushed to the downside. And then again, this time I was looking for a pullback and a continuation, I bought into the flush on accident. Well, not really on accident, but it ended up being a flush, and then I stopped out of this one for a loss, which was okay because I stopped out of this one fairly quickly. And I basically was able to walk away not that bad because if I didn't stop out really quickly on this setup right here, it never came back to 825. So I got out really, really fast on this. So I'm really happy about that actually. Yeah, I don't know. TLC, just wicked sketchy stuff. Honestly, I still think MESO might probably be one of the more interesting tickers to look at if you are interested in still trading. Especially because it did sell off kind of quite a bit, and then it found a floor, and now it looks like it's really maybe having a continuation. And if it breaks 20, I mean, who knows how far this thing can go. But again, you know, I'm done with trading. I'm ready for the weekend. I'm ready to chill a little bit. So I'm not really too worried about what happens now. I don't think I'm going to hold any of this stuff overnight. And honestly, you know, I really find the market and everything fairly high right now. And the reason I want to bring this up is because I want to talk about my AAL swing trade here for a second. You know, I think I think we're approaching some resistance on the SPY, and if you just go to AAL, I was looking for this one to break 16 for quite some time. And you know that if you've been watching this channel for a little bit, you know I've been averaging down in this area at 11.5 was my average. We held through this dip because the break was very low volume, and I was looking for a break above 16. The problem was, if you go to the 4 hour, and I'll quickly change my account here to the $25,000 challenge account, so this was a swing trade. You know, we're forming a bit of a head and shoulders on AAL. We have a shoulder, we have a head, and we have another shoulder. I'm really nervous as this is going to flush down to 12. And if it does flush down to 12, I might actually buy some and re-enter this AAL swing trade, and then maybe look for that continuation back to 16. But you know, we've had a lot of head and shoulders on AAL in the past. We had a shoulder, head, shoulder here. They're just, I really get nervous when I see these because they're very bullish pattern. I mean, very bearish patterns. On the 15-minute, you can see another head and shoulders here. Shoulder, head, and then a shoulder, and then boom, it just has these wicked flushes. So again, you can see the shoulder, you could see the head, and then you can see the shoulder forming up. So maybe we're going to hit a high here of 13.18 or something like that. Maybe I sold too soon. Who knows? Probably did, but I don't really care. I'm just going to lock my profits because right now I have some, and I can't really complain. So AAL we sold today for a pretty decent little profit of 20% or so. This is P&L day, but the P&L profit, P&L since open was $400 on roughly a $20,000, I mean a $2,000 position size. So yeah, about 10% there. So pretty nice having a 10%. A little bit unfortunate that, you know, we didn't sell above 15. I would have, you know, if this was a day trade, I obviously would have sold it. But as a swing trade, I was looking for that one last pop into the pre-market or into the market open and a rally past 16. That's where I would have took profits. And I would have held through this, no problem, if there was a continuation. But on this second dip, I started losing a lot of faith in this one. And if you just go here to the daily chart, you know, we have this really nice 9-minute EMA or the 9 EMA. And at first I was like, okay, healthy pullback to the 9 EMA, no problem. But when this one was rejected, that's a really bearish sign. And now we're losing buy volume here. So it's a really a little depressing, I gotta say. Now we could, you know, get some nice catalyst that comes out of nowhere land, and then all of a sudden, you know, we break above 14, and then we have the continuation that I was looking for, and whatever. I don't know. I think I'll just have to miss out on that if it happens, which I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It could happen, and I don't know. Right, for now, I'm just taking my profits, and ideally I'll buy back. I also have nothing against buying back at a higher price. I oftentimes do that if the price action says, okay, we have new support, we have new momentum, and let's see how far it can go. So there it is. There's my AAL swing trade. Looks like we held it for, I don't know, it felt like 3 weeks or so. So nothing really too crazy on it. Yeah, about 3 weeks. All right, guys, I think that wraps up everything for this recap. I hope you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Really enjoy the downtime. I know I will. Don't forget to drop any questions below if you have any, and I will see you guys first thing then, maybe tomorrow for a swing trade recap on other swings that I'm looking at, and definitely though first thing Monday morning starting at 9:15. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, on the way out, and yeah, subscribe if you're new. I'd love to see you again, guys. Till next time, ciao.